Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Fireside Chat with the boys. And we're all here tonight, and we have a great special guest tonight. His name is the Chestnut Mountain Tin Man. If you have not checked out his channel, then you are not watching YouTube. You must be watching something like some kind of Zen videos or something. Because this guy is a motive vlogger of motive vloggers. Great person. He was probably one of the first people. Somebody is echoing in the channel here. Great person. He was probably one of the first, but he is probably one of the first people that ever sent me a sticker. So I had to get him on the show. That was very important. So definitely the Chestnut Mountain Tin Man. Welcome to you. We do have Bodine 52 here hanging out, as well as Bronco Ride. Our mission tonight and our questions, which the panel does not know any of the questions.
No.
So they kind of like it that way when I run the show. But now I lost my train of thought. I was doing so well. The order of the show tonight is going to be the Chestnut Mountain Tin Man. Then we're going to go with Bodine 52, and then we're going to Bronco Ride for the questions. So how about Chestnut Mountain Tin Man? I don't know if you want me to reveal your real name. That's up to you if you'd like to do so. But go ahead and give us a little introduction, a little background of you.
My name's Ron. I'm a retired police officer after 32 years. I've been riding off and on. I actually just started riding back about 4 years ago. I had stopped for a while, and I own a 2014 Harley Davidson Ultra Limited, and I ride virtually every day. Probably post too many videos.
never too many coming out of the Ron camp, that's for sure. All right, Mr. Bob, give us a little background.
I am Bodine 52. Go by the name of Bob. Welcome to Ron. Glad to hear you have you here. Thank you very much for your law enforcement service. I ride a 2018 Ultra Limited and a 2000 Road King, and I'm in the beautiful state of Michigan. Glad to be here tonight, sir.
All right.
My name is Colin. I go by Bronco Ride on YouTube. Ron, as always, thank you very much. Appreciate you joining us tonight. And I'd also like to thank all the people in the chat. We got about 54 people already joining us. So great turnout in the beginning, and we really appreciate it. For those of you in the chat, I think that was Bob again with the echo. He's known to do that like every week.
Not me.
YouTube. So that was not me. We have to blame Bob for that. But I ride a 2017 Harley Davidson Street Glide Special, and I'm glad to be here.
All right. Then everybody may know me. You may not. That's okay. If you don't, go over to the channel and hit that little sub button and hit that bell notification. So when I post a video, you'll get notified. Whatever that means. That sounded good, huh? I am Harley Day Rider, your good old friend HDR. I ride a 2018 Road Glide Ultra, which Colin, I noticed from his last video, absolutely hates. But
I hate the Ultra.
He doesn't have to hate. He doesn't have to love my bike. He just has to love me. So
I love the Ultra. There's nothing wrong with that bike. Just the Street Glide fits me better.
It does fit you very, very well.
Fit me better.
So
Ron, Ron, before we get started, somebody asked in there where you're from. Oh, he's muted. Got that mute button on. There he goes.
Yeah, I had it over and I moved the thing. I'm from Gainesville, Georgia, which is about an hour northeast of Atlanta.
That's Bob Nelson land, I think, right? Bob
He's
Nelson's
a
from the area.
Yeah, I think Bob Nelson lives pretty close. We had him on the show. You guys need to get together and do a dual vlog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, folks, the first question we had tonight is for the chat room, because we love all you guys so much for joining us each and every week and dealing with the three of us and our special guests. We wanted to throw a question out there to you first tonight, and I think this is a very good question. And you have the whole entire show to react to this, so you don't have to react right away. Let us think in and think about it a little bit. Here it is. We're going to show it on the screen. So the first question is, you can work on, you can work on this for the entire show. I put that in there. If your spouse was against you owning a bike and told you never to ride again, how would you handle that? And this could be your male spouse or your female spouse, either one, motorcycle mama. I know you're probably out there somewhere watching. So there you have it. So give us that answer. It'll throw them in the chat room. One of the guys oh, Bob, you're picking up questions?
No, I'm just waving to Judy.
Oh, hi,
Judy is waving.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy. All right. So these questions tonight, the guys do not have. Guys, do not get offended by any of these questions. It's purely just stuff I just type up as I'm moving along. And again,
you drank a lot before you wrote these questions out, right?
I drank a lot of coffee, went to the bathroom a lot because, as you get older, that's what you got to do.
Are we doing a grammar or spelling check? Is that where we're going, Bronco Ride?
Did he mess up?
No, I don't know. Bronco Ride in his past was an English teacher, apparently. I don't see it. Looks fine to me right now.
It's good. I ran it through Grammarly. It should be fine. If you don't know what Grammarly is, check it out. Grammarly.com. It'll help you write. All right. So panel, when editing your videos, do you find yourself always trying to be like someone else? Or do you seek the way? How did I write that? That's bad grammar. Or do you seek the way of editing?
Really didn't work.
Or do you stay true to your channel and edit your own way? So in other words, do you try to be like somebody else? Say, man, their videos are awesome, and I want my videos to look like that. Or do you just edit it your way? We'll go ahead with Ron first.
I'd have to say I pretty much try to stay my way. Every once in a while, I'll see somebody that's got a camera angle that I like. I generally run 3 cameras, and sometimes it drops to 2 because one of them failed. But I think I stay true to my way.
I think I was the first one in your videos to say your lower camera. Remember, it kept having the wrong date.
Yeah,
the date was like 2000.
That little 8-month's a little cheap camera. And
yeah.
If you forget to reset, the minute you pop the battery and put it back in, 9 times out of 10 it lost its date. You forget to change that, and yeah.
Bob tells me often, quit being so honest, Jack. He tells me all the time. He's like, just don't be honest with people. As far as like commenting. So, all right, Bob, rip it.
Don't believe that, folks. That's just not true. That's just not right. I will tell you, first of all, before I forget, Ron, I want to tell you, you were one of the first guys I watched that got me interested in drones.
Oh, really?
And then it was NC Stoney and then Colin, and now I have one. So thank you for that before I forget.
They're a lot of fun.
He still blames me for it, though. He blames me because I made him spend this money.
Well, Ron's nicer than you are, so I mean,
that's true. We watched you almost lose your zone over the Kinzu Dam.
I know.
What's that called? Kinzu
Dam.
It took me a couple minutes, but I couldn't. Kinzua. I finally figured it out.
I'm gonna, to answer your question, Jack, I'm gonna edit my own way. I do try to, like anything, take the best from other people and incorporate the stuff that I think would be cool to add. I'm trying to do a little bit different and not be on for 10 minutes and talking straight, maybe trying to add some B-roll in it or a little bit of music or not too much of anything. But so I got work to do there, but I try to do my own thing and take the best from other people.
No, your last video was super. It was great. It was I watched that this morning. I think I sent you a picture of my big screen TV with it on it. We do that with each other, but it was like, while my wife is away, I will go out and play, even though she wants stuff done today. This is a wonderful title.
That really wasn't the title, but I'll roll with that.
That was a good title, huh?
It was Why the Wife is Away.
It sounded good.
Where were you when I was titling that thing? Is what I want to know, Jack.
Call me on the phone, like, Jack.
I got you.
Call it.
No, I do. I try to do everything myself. I'm one of these rare guys, and Bob, I think you're the same way. I enjoy editing. I think it's very therapeutic to sit down and play with the different transitions and the titles and all that stuff. And I don't really try to emulate anybody. I just kind of do my own thing, and whatever happens. I try to, when I edit, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's try to create it like a story. Whether it's a beginning, middle, end, and stuff like that. So at least make it more interesting. So you're not all over the place, and that's what I do when I try to edit. So it's easier to do those types on non-moto vlogs. If you just have a straight moto vlog where you have a camera, but when you do trips. Like when we went out to the Allegheny National Forest, the three of us, you know, and then you do different things like when I lost the drone, and just tell different stories. I mean, I enjoy editing, man. It's fun.
That was sad. That was sad too, Colin. I was really worried about your drone.
No, you weren't.
I just want
to like, all right, cool, we're out of here.
Get my gear out quickly to videotape it when that thing plunged into the water. But
yeah,
you got it back.
And Bob turned to me too. He had his GoPro up in the air, and he goes, "When this thing plunges in the water, this video is going to go viral." And he was ready. So
just so you guys know, for future reference, don't ever fly by like
a power plant.
A power plant.
We figured that out later.
Seems to create some issues, and that was the problem.
Could have been like magnetic interference. Yeah. And for me, my editing has to get better. I'm trying to figure that out, that whole thing. Mrs. HDR and I sat and watched one of Colin's videos when we came back from that trip to the Allegheny National Forest. And she goes, "Why is his videos so cinematic? And they're just so breathtaking and they're so wonderful." And she goes, "And Jack, yours are like a cartoon clip. You know, it's just like stupid." I'm like, well, that's me, you know, straight up stupid, you know, what can I tell you? But yeah, I got to get a lot better, maybe better at storytelling. I was out today. Did you guys ever this is not a question, just throw it out to the three of you. Did you ever take your GoPro like Moose 3971 does and hold it out on a selfie stick when you're riding? And I wanted to do that. I'm thinking this is going to be a bad crash. Bad crash. Ron, did you ever try that?
No, I've never done that.
No, me neither. Bob?
I think people are crazy to do that.
Yeah. Colin?
No, not normally. No, I try to avoid that.
No.
Now, I think some of those, and I might be wrong, but I think on Moose, doesn't he have the 360?
Well, he does. He does.
So with that 360, you don't have, I mean, that's a lot of people have those now.
Well, and you got to remember,
I might be wrong on that.
Him and Mike Hilly 7 don't have a clutch, right? So it makes a huge difference.
That's true. I didn't even think about that way. Yeah.
Right. I think Colin's right. I think that there's a lot of 360s, but I think some people without them don't have them as well. So, and Jack, there was a question on this one. Do we think we edit too much?
All right, Ron, you want to throw that out? Do you edit too much?
Too much taken out, or do I put too much stuff in when I edit?
Or do you take too much time to edit?
Oh, Lord, that's probably one of my videos. I probably put about 4 hours into it.
Wow.
Every evening, because I do a video a day.
Right. Yeah.
And I figure it's about 4 hours from start to finish.
Wow. Okay.
That's a long time.
At least at the minimum. Wow.
You know what? For me,
y'all invited me earlier, and my laptop had crashed. And during the time that it was down, I was using my older one. I think I had like 4 videos that were almost to finish, and it would just crash and everything would be gone. And you're just sitting there going, "Are you kidding me?"
Wow.
For me, I would tell you, Colin and I talk about it. I love editing. I will tell you the video I did this morning, because I did it at a bunch of different places, took me a lot more time to do. I shot a video yesterday that I edited this morning, and it was kind of one of those 1 or 2 and done. So it was easy, but I just like it. So I do edit stuff in and out a lot, especially if it's not a single one shot type deal. Like the Godfather HDR is able to do. I just don't have the ability to do that. So
yeah. Remember cartoon clip or cinematic, Colin?
I think over time we streamline it too. I think the more we do it, the quicker we get on it. Ron, with the exception of you, who does 4 hours, which is a lot. No, I'm just kidding. Because you do a video a day. That's outstanding. So I just do 1 a week. So I usually, now I can do it usually in about 2 hours. But like Bob said, it depends on the filming too. If you have like multiple clips and multiple cameras.
Yeah, the camera's what adds a lot of time to it.
Yeah. I mean, like the last one I did where, I did that all in one shot. So it was pretty easy to edit.
Yeah.
And I had 2 cameras, and then a microphone. That's all I did. So it wasn't that hard to do. And I think that took me 45 minutes to an hour to put together.
Yeah.
And on mine, ordinarily, because they're cartoon clips, if it's a 15-minute video, it takes about 18 minutes to edit it. I do watch it all the way through because sometimes I burp or something silly happens. and you want to try to eliminate those, or whatever happens.
Or your bride lets something slip out maybe every now.
Yeah, which on a trip, Ron, I don't know if you've seen that one or not, but when we were going to Maine, we had a carpool in front of us, and she had a few words that she said, and I didn't catch them, and I throw it up because when I'm on the road, I edit every night in the hotel room, and I throw them up right before we go to dinner, and I threw it up, and I started getting comments, and Maury said, "Your wife is a real person. She really has a mouth," and it was amazing. But so I went in and cut it out because my channel is G-rated, right? So
right, yeah,
I did cut it out, and so I'm up at 6 o'clock trying to. I don't know if you guys ever used a YouTube editor, but it's the worst piece of garbage on the market. Trying to cut.
I've never used it.
In an emergency, you can figure it out, but you always have to watch somebody's video to learn how to use it again. So it's horrible. Don't use it. All right, Mr. Tin Man, this one's coming to you and only you. We're gonna let you bring this up. Let the guys take a couple swallows of their brew.
I can relax now.
You can relax. Whatever made you want to get into this crazy life of creating YouTube videos?
That's a good question. I think I had started watching before I even considered it. I had been watching a few people here and there, and just thought, well, that'd be kind of fun. Give it a try. In my first few videos, I had a camera that didn't even have an external microphone adapter, so it was just writing. And then I upgraded the camera and started to talking, actually doing vlogs. But just kind of had seen a few once I started writing again, and just kind of got interested in thinking, hey, maybe I could do that.
All right. With that said, I'm going to just throw this out to you. What is your ultimate goal for your channel? Do you have they always say in business, do you have a 5-year plan? I'm in technology. There's no 5-year plan, but what is your ultimate
that's every
goal
year, isn't it?
What's that?
That's it. Technology every year.
I had a CEO that wanted a 5-year plan. I said, if I knew that, I wouldn't be working here and I'd be rich.
I think my biggest goal is just to watch it grow. I think when I looked just a minute ago, I just dropped a video that was last night's, but it didn't load. It didn't burn fast enough, so I had left it till today. But I finally reached 412 subscribers, which really been growing in the last 4 or 5 months. I think my big goal is to watch the channel grow. Like to hit 1,000. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, once you hit that 1,000 mark, you'll learn that it's. And Bob's seen that too, and Colin. Once you hit 1,000, it just kind of blows up. I mean,
yeah.
Then you have the option of monetizing. What monetizing does for YouTube for motovlogger is YouTube gives you gas money. All right, good answer. This one's going out to the whole panel here, and again, I guess we put Ron on the hot seat to start out. So your family says that they want to buy you, and that's spelled wrong. The vehicle that you always wanted.
We drink it in the morning, man.
I know. No cost is too high, and no cost is out of this world. But you have to sell your motorcycle and never ride again. What would you do?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I'll keep my bike.
All right, very good. Bob, what would you think about that? They're going to buy you that big Dodge Ram truck with the tri-axles on the back.
Wow. So the motorcycle's not an option?
No, there's no more motorcycle. It's gone.
Really?
Mrs. Bodine 52 says, I want to get ice cream with you, honey, in your big truck. Like that.
Wow. I would tell her it's been a good run. We've been married a long time. It's been a good run. You know what? If I couldn't ride anymore and I was going to get a free vehicle, I'm a truck guy, so I like big trucks, but I'm also a Mustang guy. So any type of new fast Mustang, I would sign up for.
All right. So you would just drop the bike. That's okay. Send a Road King to P.O. Box and, call him.
Imagine getting that in your P.O. box.
Imagine the post guy down there. He'll be like, what the hell?
See, I'm using logic on this. So what I'd do is I'd have them get me the vehicle, and then I'd turn around and sell it and buy 3 bikes.
There you go.
Yep.
That's good logic.
Always a smart one in the group.
Because that's not. Yep, there is. I'm smart, man.
I am very happy with my beater car that I drive to work. And since I bought the boat recently, I just made Mrs. HDR we just had an agreement that I now am going to keep her 2016 Honda CRV, which is a great car. We bought it new. And she's going to trade my work car to buy a new car next year. So it's a win-win. But yeah, I wouldn't sell a bike.
How is that a win? She's getting you're driving a beater and she's getting a new vehicle?
No, because I'm keeping her 2016 Honda CRV.
Oh.
We were going to trade that car in this year, but we needed something to pull the boat. And my 2009 Honda Accord would not pull the boat. It's not bad.
I got it.
That worked out pretty good, right, Colin?
I could see the cord trying to pull that boat.
Hey, the CRV, I back tires down into the water, and it's like, what the hell are you doing to me? And I'm like, I'm sorry, car.
Nice.
The car said, buy a truck. So anyway.
You need a truck, dude.
All right. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. I used to have a truck, Bob. I had a Dodge Ram, but we never hauled anything in it. So it was leased. I gave it back.
Trucks are the best.
All right. This goes up to Ron. We know that you ride a Harley. Would you ever think of riding another brand? And if so, which brand would it be?
I don't know. After watching McKaylee 7 on the Goldwing, I might have to give that a try.
Goldwing guy.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't know that I would convert, but watching him and Moose has kind of piqued my interest a little bit.
Myself and Bob sat on a Goldwing at the motorcycle show in Cleveland.
Together?
Yeah, we did. He actually
Don't judge us.
He sat on the back. Yeah, I mean, he was. Yeah,
Make sure we have to picture it.
It's not on video. It never happened.
It never happened. No, that's a comfortable bike. Mrs. HDR was not excited. She got on and jumped right off. She was excited about the heated seats. She said, hey, anything that warms her tushy is a good thing. But there's not enough luggage space for us for trip.
Yeah, especially the newer ones.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So maybe when they come out the new ones and they go, wow, we got to put the bigger bags back on there, So anyway.
Can we clarify that? Because I was standing on the other side of the bike when you got off and you're like, this is really nice. And she got off and I said, so you're getting a new one? And she said, ain't happening.
Yeah. She probably used some other words, but and we probably had to edit those out of the video. But no, she loves the Road Glide Ultra, even though some other people, don't.
I do not dislike the Ultra.
Colin, wait. I have a tour pack. Hasn't
come yet. I've got 2 out of the 5 pieces. 2 out of the 5 pieces are in my garage right now.
Does that mean we don't have to go up and get beer for you anymore, that you can go get it now?
Isn't that the best? I will be the one going on beer runs.
Hey, let's do the try next time.
Nice.
All right, so we're going to throw this out to the panel. Let me read it first. Okay, this is pretty good. So there you go. So it's December 25th. We all know what happens on December 25th, right? The family is coming over. Everybody's coming over for dinner. It is also a beautiful day outside. It's 70 degrees and there's no snow on the roads outside of the people that live in Georgia. You look at the bike and it's calling you to ride. What do? Ron, it can still be Christmas at your house. What would you do if it's a beautiful day at Christmas?
Gotta ride.
Gotta ride. Tell the wife, keep the ham hot. I'll be back.
That's it. Yeah, I will be back.
All right, Bob. What would you do, Bob?
I would try to find a way to make it their idea that I was riding. I would probably set it up by, I can't believe it's Christmas and it's actually nice enough to ride, but there is no way I'm going to separate family time on such an important day. And then they'll all go, why don't you go for a quick ride?
Wow. That's how you manipulate me to ride in a paddle boat with you and like hold the little thing together and turn the little rudder.
Dude, if we ever get in a paddle boat together, people that follow both our channels, we'll get like 10 million views on it.
It's going to go viral. It'll be viral.
I'm not riding in a paddle boat with you, just to clarify.
All right. Would you ride in one and follow me around the lake?
Potentially with a camera.
Okay, Colin, How are you with your family?
Well, they're gonna sleep till probably 9 or 10. So saying that I'll be getting up like at 5 or 6 and then doing the ride before that, come home and act like nothing ever happened. And then we'll celebrate Christmas.
Do you back the bike out in neutral so they don't hear it start, or what do you do?
I do.
Push it down the road. Like,
That guy gets smarter every time we do one of these.
I know he does. He's a pretty bright guy, you know.
He is.
Learn from.
I have ridden before Christmas Day. I mean, you get those really one-off days. It's beautiful. I've ridden on Thanksgiving before. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely go out for a ride. And Mrs. HCR knows that. She would expect it out of me. All right. Let's take that question away. So is there any questions in the chat room that we need to catch up on?
Yes, 2.
Okay. Let's go ahead and knock those out.
The first one is, Bodine, you live in Michigan. I really respect you, cranky old guy, for having a Steelers hat on. So that was number 1. Sorry, I didn't. That's not exactly what he said. He told me
Not
that
a question.
burn the hat, but
there's only one NFL football team, isn't that right?
well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, brother, cranky. My father used to say, "I grew up here. Don't fall in love with the Lions, only break your heart." So that's why. Real quick question: software. Ron, what do you use for editing?
Femoral 9. The Wondershare Femoral 9.
Never heard of that one.
I never heard of that one either.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Jack, you and I use DaVinci Resolve, and Colin
Power Director,
right? So, and Jackie Boy wants a drink call out.
We could do a drink call out. I am drinking my good old Fat Tire, which I got Colin hooked on.
You did, but I ran out, and so I'll do it next. So I had to go from the Holland beer. It was like last week, Heineken.
Oh, Heineken.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Heineken. It's an acquired taste.
Coors Light.
At least you stopped drinking that Pabst and Old Milwaukee beer, Colin.
That stuff is the best.
I am on Samuel Adams tonight.
What?
Is
Is that somewhere else?
With orange slices my wife gave me because it makes
isn't that cute?
Oh, the girl boy drinking with his fruit. Oh,
hey, next time I won't answer you. Your next question.
it was your question.
You just want your wife to do that for you too. Is she going to bring you a beer this time? She didn't. Last two Sunday nights, she did not bring you a drink. So I don't know if she's really still alive or she's gone.
She did not, but her Social Security checks are still coming in the mail.
That's just not right.
And Ron, any specialty drinks this evening?
No, I haven't got that far yet because I plan on writing after we're done. So that'll come probably when I start editing.
Oh, there you go. That's all right.
Responsible live streamer.
Hey Ron, do you ever have a beer when you're out? I know that a lot of people will have maybe one beer. I think Jack, you'll have one beer when you're out. Yeah. I'm a 0 beer guy. I won't drink any alcohol on the road. I could probably drink a beer and be fine. It's just my personal preference. Do you ever drink when you're out?
No, not on the bike. Yeah. I'm like you. Probably could have one beer, but I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Jack,
I found that the cup holder holds a can of Coors Light or a can of Old Milwaukee pretty well.
Those will fly out though on you.
Yeah, like I tried to hit you one day with a bottle, huh?
You did.
That's what Payne's Ride says too. No beer. Oh no, he has no beer again. Payne's Ride, get your wife to run to the store, man. We met her. She's a wonderful person. She will go for you. Hey, just to tell you a backstory. So I'm making chili right now for dinner, right downstairs. My mother, I was visiting my mom today, wonderful woman, 85 years old. I'm leaving her house. She goes, son, a bowl of chili would taste really, really good. Well, then I was like, I'll go home and make chili. So I'm making this chili, and you guys know what goes in chili, right? You're men. Do you know how to cook, men?
Hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill, yes.
No. Okay. So I put the meat in. I put the onions in. I'm pouring in 2 cans of tomato sauce. Mrs. HDR walks through the door, and she goes, I'm looking at this chili store and going, there's something missing. She goes, where's the kidney beans? I'm like, oh crap, I didn't buy those.
Those are kind of important.
So my
Me
good
too.
woman just ran to the store to buy kidney beans because I forgot them. It's like, oh
You make it hot?
no, I don't make it too hot.
Oh, put some
We do have a question here, if we can, for Ron. Does it take you 4 hours to do a video because you're drinking during it?
That's a good question.
No. And that's 4 hours from the start of editing to the time it's put onto YouTube, because, editing and then the burning of it and then uploading it to YouTube. So that's all that included. Editing probably is a good hour and a half.
How long does it take your videos to render? So in other words, once you get it edited and you hit render to MP4, how long does it take?
Probably 40, 45 minutes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Because DaVinci Resolve, I could do a 15-minute video in 10 minutes. Render.
Yeah,
Wow.
minutes.
You know what, Jack? That's a good conversation. We found that our guests, I think it was last week or the week before, couldn't make it because their internet service was poor, their upload speeds. And one of the comments that we made to him was that our videos will upload in 6 or 7 minutes, just as an example, Ron. And he honestly didn't know. He did not. He thought it took 45 minutes or an hour. So he upgraded. I'm not saying this is the case with you, Ron, but he upgraded his internet. And now he's like, oh, my God, I can't believe it. Right?
Yeah.
Because Colin, I don't know.
Yeah, and they'll be joining us in probably 3 or 4 weeks. They'll be back again.
Yeah, that's awesome. Boots and jeans, right?
Oh,
Yes.
they're good people.
Yeah, Ron, being a technologist, I'd have to ask like your laptop, do you have a Core i7? Sometimes people buy a laptop, it'll have a Celeron processor. So that's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah, that's an i5.
i5. Do you have 16 gigs of RAM? So it could really, so that's just, it might just be the program you're using. So I had one that I used to use and it would take that too. It would take 40 minutes or so to render a 15-minute video, which is kind of lopsided, but anyway, but your videos are great. You put a lot of effort into it. Well, plus you usually have that 3 camera angles. I don't do that, but that's great. So, all right. A lot of people talking about eating fish. I don't know where everybody in the chat room is getting this fish thing from chili, but maybe you put fish in your chili. Somebody talked about lobster stuffed ravioli, which sounds awesome.
Bob and I are having chat wars about seafood.
I don't know. Fish. Well, we know Colin doesn't eat seafood.
I am not a seafood guy.
When we were on a trip, we bought a shrimp and lobster loaded pizza, and he wouldn't even look at it. It was awesome. No,
Jack, question for you from Maurice. Have you asked Sean Smokes to do this show?
I did message Sean Smoke with a private email. Sean Smoke has never got back to me. So if you know Sean, call him up on the phone and say HDR is looking for you, bub, and he should get back to me.
I say stalker.
He's what?
He's probably a stalker.
He's a stalker.
No, you're the stalker.
Yeah, he's like,
who's this guy?
Before the whole world turned upside down, we don't really talk about that, but myself and Mrs. HR was going to fly to California, rent a motorcycle, ride up Route 1 for a vacation and visit him and his wife because she always liked Sean's voice. And we just wanted to visit them. We think they're really great people, but obviously we could not do that this year.
Maurice says that he believes Sean Smokes has blocked you from everything.
You're probably right. And
Judy's praying for Colin so we can finally have some seafood next visit we have, right?
I did have one time, Judy. I had some Mrs. Paul's. So does that count?
That's not even real fish.
The fish sticks.
Fish sticks are not real fish, Colin. Good try, buddy, but no.
Oh.
No way. All right. You guys don't put the rapid fire up on the screen, do you?
We do.
Do you?
Did you not do that this time?
Colin, keep talking. I'm working on it.
Let me type it real quick.
HDR, are you paying attention at the other Sunday night chat?
No, was I here?
Really
right, this is your best guess definition. I heard this on a video on Adam Sandoval. Somebody called him this the other day. He was actually reading off his hate mail, which I thought is awesome because when I get hate mail, I just delete it. Like a bad comment, I delete it. I don't try to work with you.
You don't get hate mail.
I just track them down.
You just track them down. So, Ron, you want to go ahead and answer that one? What is a poser?
Oh,
Never heard that term, but I don't get a lot of hate mail. I don't think I can't remember the last one I've had. I must be lucky.
No, once you get 1,000 subs, you get a lot of hate mail.
Yeah.
Or
It goes
basically he's nicer than the three of
It
us.
goes with the territory, Ron. It does.
Or he's nicer than the three of us, maybe.
Well, he is a heck of a lot nicer than three of us. Let me tell you that. But so anyway, guys, a poser is supposedly the way it works is somebody that has a motorcycle that talks about riding all the time, and they ride around town. They don't ride anywhere. That's a poser.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't that like two Canadian guys that used to do a skit on a poser or not? Am I missing that?
oh, you poser.
No, that's a poser.
Poser. What is that?
That's a poser, not poser.
McKinsey brothers.
Who were those guys?
The McKinsey brothers.
Yes. I
They
missed
had that movie, A Strange Brew. Take off, eh?
Take off. Take off. Hey,
Take off, you hooger.
hey, be careful. I got a lot of Canadian viewers.
I'm surprised at your age you can remember that, Colin, but that's great.
1982 it came out.
That is great.
I'm king of
Colin?
useless knowledge.
Colin? Posers, Colin?
What is a poser? Are you asking me, am I a poser? So
Oh,
if you're asking what is a poser?
What is a poser in your definition of the game?
Completely fake.
Completely.
A
Yeah.
liar. I mean, even motorcycle related, someone that just tries to be something that they aren't. I can't stand that. Just be real. Just be yourself. And
Be real.
if you're a dick, then you're a dick. But you know,
But you could be a real dick.
you could be at least an honest dick and not a poser dick. So you know,
Hey, what happened to can we get through the whole thing without cussing?
I don't think dick is swearing.
We didn't cuss.
I mean, if we had a guest named Richard, we could say dick.
All right.
All right, let's move on to the next question. Oh. So you're riding your bike when your tire becomes really low on air. Hence, watch one of my recent videos, which came out today. And you have no cell service. What do? Your bike becomes very unstable, very wobbly. You can't, it's hard to control. It's hard to steer. What are you going to do?
Slow down. Try to get somewhere.
All right. That sounds very logical.
Pull over, look at it. I've actually got a tire kit in my tour pack that I've never pulled out and had to use. But it's got the little plugs and the air where you can hit it with air and all that. So
somebody said that in my video today. So it's a can of compressed air.
they're like little CO2 cartridges that hook up, and not really sure exactly how they work, but they'll air your tire in an emergency.
So you have an emergency kit, but you don't know how it works. Come on,
Ron.
Ron.
You find out how that stuff works when you need it.
Well, yeah, but I was curious to know how much air is in one of them cans. Like, would it take my tire up to 40 pounds like it should be, or 20 pounds to get me to the station? I don't know. If anybody knows, throw it in the chat room. Bob?
Is it wrong that I was watching your video this morning wondering if your bike that you parked on the grass was going to fall over onto Henry's bike and not him over?
Did you see me trying to pick my bike up and put that stupid puck underneath there? It's like,
Yeah,
how do people use those?
While you were parked like 5 inches from it. You know what? You learn real quick. I always keep mine in my left side saddlebag so I can grab it quick. And you just learn the right place to throw it down. You'll get it. So, but it was fun. The whole time I'm like, that bike's going to tip over. The bike's
and Be the Rider PA told me tie a string on there. You know, there's a hole in there. Tie a string on and put it up on your clutch lever. Then when you go to pick the bike up, you just pull the string up and throw it back in your left saddlebag. Smart idea.
It's actually a very good idea.
Yeah, very good idea.
Great. And by the way, if you do that while we're riding together, I'm going to make fun of you, just so you know. You know what?
Will you film it?
Duh. Hey, your video this morning kind of hit me because I don't have any of that repair stuff in my bike. So I need to go do that. I would try track somebody down, I guess, if if nobody was around. But Jack, if you get something other than an iPhone 6, it always have cell service, so you don't have to worry about that.
You won't have cell service.
But yeah, no, all kidding aside, today's video that you had out, people should go watch that. It was kind of like, yeah, that could happen to any of us, right?
Well, yeah, and let me give everybody a backstory that's watching this video. Henry called me. Well, we went riding together yesterday. Yesterday. So what happened was originally he had that he went to the shop where he goes all the time. They said, "Don't you remember we put a tube in that tire?" If you guys remember that video, he's riding. He goes, "Something just fell off my bike. Something's not right." What he heard was the tube exploding inside the tire.
Wow.
The tube shredded itself inside the tire. Once that happened, there was 2 slits in the tire that was in there. That's why the tube was in there, right? Well, it started immediately blowing air. And we couldn't get the valve stem tightened up because the tube exploded inside the tire. So that's what happened.
Wow, that's scary. I like your advice of just slow down, it'll be okay. Right?
We didn't have any choice because we were so far out. Like I said, there's no garages out there. There's nothing there. So, and it's sad. I mean, but we made it. It worked.
Ty from Tennessee says Revzilla sells a great repair kit. So
yeah, and I have a plug kit, and since I just built this garage, I cleaned the rental garage out. The plug kit is in a tote inside my garage. It's not on the bike.
That's helpful.
Besides, I could have plugged it, and I could have grabbed the valve and went. But how would we have blown the tire up? We had no air compressor with us. So,
can you do that again?
Wait.
I can go so many directions with that.
Hey, Ron, welcome to our help, pal.
Every week.
All right. We all answered that one. Let's move on then.
Did I? I didn't answer it, but that's fine.
No, wait.
That's 2 weeks in a row, Colin.
Carry on. I'm used to it.
So we're riding in the Allegheny National Forest, and your tire becomes really low, and your buddies just go around you. What do you do?
Well, like I carry my satellite phone, so there's no issues.
Do you have a satellite phone? Man,
I do.
You're too awesome.
I do.
The red phone to the White House, Colin.
I have this. I don't even know what it's called. It's like some green foam kit that has like that will fill up a tire for like 60 miles, and I always keep that in my saddlebag in case that ever happens. So never had to use it, but it was in there on that trip that I went with you guys as well.
Well, and it's funny because on that experience that we just had was Henry bought that Fix-A-Flat. It's like white stuff in a can you shoot in, I guess, like Colin, like yours. And
it's probably similar.
When our buddy showed up, he's like looking at the tire. He's like, "What's all that white stuff spitting out underneath the tire?" So we rolled the bike forward, and it was great because the white stuff shows you where the holes are. It didn't plug them.
Yeah, the slime, Smyrna and Sinister Clutch. You guys, I think that's it. What I have, that's slime.
Is that what it's called? Slime? SLIME?
It's green. That's all I remember.
So when I type that into Amazon, do I put green and then it'll
just type green crap motorcycle? It'll show up.
Green motorcycle crap.
In fact, let me look right now while you guys are talking. Green motorcycle.
Learn something new every day. I think we should all have that in our bikes. I don't.
Please use my Amazon link because I will get $1 back from every sale of the green slime.
No, that didn't work. It comes up with a bunch of green bikes.
Hey, before you post that link, let me know. I got to buy some more Amazons. I got to buy some green slime stock. All right. You guys ready for the next question?
Some really ugly green bikes out there. Just FYI. Not that I don't mean to get off track.
All right. So you stop somewhere. Somebody walks up to your bike and says, "Why do you ride a stupid Harley Davidson?"
Oh,
what do you say to them, Ron?
Shake my head and go, "You just don't know." I had a kid at the drive-thru the other day ask me if what I thought about Indians. And he goes, "There's not many of them, are there?" And I think, and then he goes, "That's what they wrote on World War II, isn't it?" And I was like, "No." His dad had an original Indian. I think that was his only focus that he knew about Indians. Didn't realize how big they've grown now. But I was like, no, they're pretty big now.
See, I would have said, what do you know about Indians? I'd say there was two really good football teams, the Chiefs and the Redskins, and now they got to change their name to be politically correct. That's what I thought I know about Indians.
That's it.
Yeah. Bob.
Did anybody else see the anger in HDR's face when he just said that?
I am so sick of the world being so sensitive.
It was like,
sensitive. You hurt my feelings. I wish they'd take a football team and name it HDR. I'd be like, go, buddy, go. You know? Give me some recognition.
There you go. And I think it's what Jackie Boy says. If somebody says that around me to a Harley, I'm just like, how's your moped running?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'll kidding aside, Ron. First of all, I haven't had anybody say that to me. Second is I think it's just people don't get it. But you know what? Quite frankly, we had somebody on last week that rode Indian, and we haven't rode those, so maybe we don't get it, right?
No. I do. I love the Indian brand, but
I have a whole lot more people that come up and talk good about the Harley.
Yes.
That's what 99% of the time.
Yes, they do.
I tell your mom to change your name then.
Because Colin is sensitive. Change your name.
I'll say if your mom's name Harley. Works every time.
Hey, Colin, did you actually did you pass the sensitivity training class, or did they kick you out because they figured they couldn't get you through it?
Dude, I wrote it.
You wrote the class.
Remind me not to ask you to come to my office and do sensitivity training.
All right. With me, I agree with Ron. That's never happened. People come up to me all the time and they say, as a matter of fact, the lady stopped me today at the store and she said, that is an absolute beautiful bike. And then she goes into the thing that she's widowed and she's looking for a guy with a Harley. And I'm like, I got to go. I got to get out of here. It's like, holy crap, lady. And she's walking with the limp gun. My knees are bad. I'm like, well, maybe you're 85. But anyway.
Wow.
You're planning to go for a ride with your friends when your wife comes out and says, honey, you can't ride today because we have this thing.
Oh.
What do you do, Ron?
So you knew I had this planned.
Well, at least you told her, Bob.
I would say my thing is out in the garage. I do got to tell you. So now that you asked this question, and this is a good time for me to tell you this, Colin. My wife, whose birthday is on Tuesday, my sister has set up a party on next Sunday. And she called me up and she said, hey, can you be there Sunday? I said, well, I can't be there at 6 o'clock. I need to be home. And she's like, well, do you have to do that? And I said, well, yeah, I committed to do that. So now they are moving my wife's party to 2 o'clock on Sunday so I can be home for 6 o'clock. Is that wrong or not wrong?
The show must go on. Remember that one time I was at a housewarming party and I did a show in their kitchen.
We recall.
Yeah, it worked. So,
maybe that's what I should do. But then they'll tell you a lot of stuff about me I don't want you to know. So
we want to know everything about you.
I don't know.
The envelope says.
You know what it says? You can't ride, Ron, because we have going on.
You can't ride after the show, Ron. You got to mow the grass. Colin?
My wife actually encourages me, so she'll say, get out and ride because you're annoying me. So that helps. But
is that where you came up with that saying? Get out there and ride came from your wife trying to get rid of you?
Get out there and ride. That's from my wife, Lori. No, she didn't say that. I don't know why I came up with that. But normally she actually encourages me. I don't think it's ever happened to me where she said, you can't do this because we've got some. She'll just say, do it when you get back.
My wife.
And Bob knows my wife won't say, just mow the grass when you get back. She'll go out and cut it and she'll say, go ahead and have a good time. So it's kind of how that works.
Have you ever cut your grass? Is my question.
I do now. Since I put the garage out back, it takes me 15 minutes to mow the weeds around the house, but so we don't really have grass anymore. Matter of fact, the landscapers, they keep calling me every day. We want to come out and get all that grass planted. I'm like, wait till winter, dude. I don't want to mow it. So, but anyway, they're supposed to come out tomorrow and start landscaping. But all right, let's move on. Okay, Ron, here comes the scooter. It's coming right at you. It's coming in front of you. Do you wave at it, or you just like look forward and keep on going?
I'll give them a little wave.
Oh, that's nice. A little wave for the little scooter.
For the little scooter, a little wave.
Is that like a one thumb down, a one finger down?
Especially the ones that are in full leather.
That would be hilarious.
That's great.
Biker scooter dude.
Full face helmet, full leather.
You know, we asked this question, I think, at one of our earlier videos, and I think we all kind of laughed and said no, and a bunch of people said a lot of reasons why they have to ride a scooter and that we shouldn't make fun of them. So I'm going to say yes, I always wave at scooters.
Yeah, but the people that drive what they call a liquor sickle, they do that in South Carolina. If you lose your license, you have to drive a scooter because you lose your driver's license to go to work. They're not going to wave at you anyway. They're depressed enough.
Hey, you know what? All kidding aside, you never know what situation a person is in. So I'm not going to judge somebody on it. They may, to your point, Jack, have to do that, right? So
yeah, you wrote the sensitivity book, didn't you?
I don't have to wave at them, but
Colin.
If they're riding a Vespa.
Oh, that's a nice bike. That's what American pickers will buy.
Yeah, I love the Vespas are actually cool. It's cool scooters.
Cool.
No, I do. I mean, I do. It's out of respect. I think someone just said it in the comments, you know, two wheels deserve respect. That was Jackie Boy that said that. So, you know, why judge?
Well, I'll give you guys a backstory. When I was first married, we couldn't afford a car. The only thing we could afford at that time was a Honda. It was a little Honda automatic bike. It was like a 100cc. So basically it was a scooter. And I had to ride it all winter long in the ice and everything else. So, Bob, you're right. People do get in situations. So, but I didn't wave to motorcyclists because I figured they would get off their bike and beat my ass. So it's like, I'm not waving to anybody. So I would do one of these like, hi, guys, like that or something, you know. But
you know what, though, Jack, all kidding aside, with all the crap going on in the world today, freaking wave to somebody. Just try to be a nice halfway.
Hey, I'll give you guys this. Myself, Mr. HDR, and Henry was in his car. We were going fishing, right? So we're riding down the road. These bikes, me and Henry both wave out the windshield. She's like, "Did you guys just wave to the bikers?" We're like, "Yeah." It's like, you know. Oh, well, but you're right. All right, being tonight's dinner, you know what it is: chili or chicken soup, Ron?
Chili.
All right. Bob.
Oh, come on, chili.
All right, Colin.
But put some beans in it, Jack, please.
There's beans in
chili,
it.
But besides beans, I also want Fritos in it.
Oh, man, I should have told her. I wonder if she'll go back out and buy Frito. Wait, where's my phone?
Do you guys do that? Like I crumble like.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And then I put a big freaking chunk of blue cheese in it. That's the best.
You know, that's like Pittsburgh. They eat hamburgers or cheeseburgers with French fries on top of it and salad on top of it.
Yeah. Is Pittsburgh the other one that does that? Ron, do they do that in Georgia? Put fries on chicken salads?
So, Ron, if you go in and get a burger in Pittsburgh, the burger is going to come with French fries on it. It's going to say burger and fries, and you're going to assume they're on your plate. No, they're coming on it. And they put them on salads, too. It's the damnedest thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that.
Pittsburgh's got the Steelers, so it's a great place, right, Jack?
That sounds really tasty.
Yeah, you know what else Pittsburgh got? Obese people. So, I live here, and I'm a fat man. I can say that, so don't take any offense. So us fat guys stay together. All right, let's go here with this one. So your friend buys a Super Max camera, or you see somebody on YouTube that just bought a Super Max camera. Do you buy one thinking it's going to increase your channel views? Ron?
No, probably not.
So you don't have a 360 camera yet?
No.
Nope. Okay. Bob, do you do that? Do you try to buy something because you think it's going to increase your channel views?
First of all, Maurice's wife is yelling at him that he has to leave the chat, and he's saying no. So I'd love to give a big shout out to Maurice. It was
nice job, Maurice.
Yeah, he was my favorite person watching tonight. No, I'm not. I'll get something that I think is going to help the channel at some point, but you know what? It's the creativity behind it to me that matters the most.
Okay.
I'd like basically what you just said. I emulate that answer perfectly. I mean, you don't go out and buy just a camera thinking that's going to help. I mean, there are good cameras out there, but they're also halfway, cameras are not even close to that. You can still do the same job on YouTube.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? I've worked with a lot of new YouTubers, and they'll call me and say, "Look, I bought a GoPro 8, a Supermax 360, and I'm going to have 1,000 subs in the first 3 months." Doesn't work that way.
No way.
If basically if you produce shit content, you'll get shit results. That's just a basic way it works. You got to produce real content to get real results, and it takes a lot of time. And Ron can tell you, how many subs do you have right now, Ron?
412.
How long you been doing this?
A couple of years.
See what I mean? It's going to take time. Everybody starts at number 1, and we all work up while you try, and we all lose some. I called Bob one night at 3 a.m. I said, "Bob, I lost 3 subs, man. I don't know what to do." And he's like, "Jack, it'll be okay. Take your time, brother. Breathe."
Put the beer down.
You know what the funniest thing about Jack is? Jack used to, as you can tell by the questions tonight, not telling us about him. He's one of those guys that's like, "I don't need stats. That's all crap," right? The best way for me to screw up his life is to teach him about stats, because now he's like nuts about it, which is awesome.
And wasn't that really funny when we were in that hotel room? I'm like, after that live stream, I'm like, "Hey, I gained 4 subs, guys." And you're like, "Jack, you don't watch stats." All right. Anyway, let's move on. We got a lot more questions and not a lot of time. You see a biker stopped on the side of the road with their helmet sitting behind the rear tire. Ron, what does that mean to you?
They're in trouble.
All right. Very good, Ron. Bob, now that Ron gave you the answer.
Means I'm stopping to help.
All right.
Oh,
Somebody has a telephone. Answer the phone. Bob?
those things still exist. Telephones.
Colin?
I actually have a phone, and I actually have a landline in my house. I need to get rid of it. I never
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get rid of it.
It's like cable, man. Why would you have that? Go ahead.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Absolutely, I'm going to stop. It's the right thing to do.
I do stop. I actually stopped one day in the car, and the guy got scared. He thought like I was going to beat him up or something. I'm like, "Dude, you need a tools. You need a ride." Myself and Henry took the car to a bike rally once because it was raining, and he really wanted to see it. If you guys don't know Henry, watch my videos. He's a super guy. He's been a friend of mine for about
Great guy.
some years, and he's getting a little older. He knows it, and it was cold and rainy. He goes, "Jack, I love to go, but man, I don't want to ride my bike." So I said, "I'll drive you in my car." He's like, "Let's go." And we did. We stopped for a biker and asked him if he needed a ride or gas or anything. So always stop.
Jack, do you think people really thought you were going to beat them up when you got out of the car? I mean, you're a pretty nice guy. You know.
Yeah, but look at me. I look pretty aggressive, don't I? Look.
I'm glad I brought that up. Shut up, Bob. Shut up.
Look aggressive. They're like, "Who's that little sweet old man getting out of his car?"
And by the way, Ron, you have 418 subs, not 412, so you're shortchanging yourself.
So you're getting up there.
6 in an hour.
Yeah, but that is the international distress sign for motorcyclists. Or if you get in trouble and you're ever out, take your helmet. Hopefully you're wearing one. If not, take your head off and put your head behind the rear wheel. That'll tell people that you're in trouble. So just to throw that out there.
Exactly.
Have you ever cursed at a cage driver who got too close to you or pulled out in front of you or whatever? Ron?
Few times.
All right. Yeah, well, it could happen to all of us, right?
Last night, as a matter of fact, it had just started raining. Pulls out in front of me about 25 miles an hour, slowed me down just enough to get me soaked.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, he wasn't on my friendly list.
No Christmas cards for that guy.
No.
Bob?
About 2 hours ago. Yeah, I do. A lot of times when somebody does what you just talked about, I'll just go, "Boy, there's an ugly twin brother I have that I'm just going to make sure I don't let out right now," because there's certain people you like to chase down and have a conversation with them, but I try to move on.
I don't get angry like those people that, you see those videos where those people like freaking attack cars. But you guys ever see that movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right? I know I'm dating myself. But Spicoli, you remember the line he always said? "You dick! It's basically what I say to these guys.
It's still funny now, isn't it? 30 years later.
30 years later, but that's basically, you get people like that,
Yeah.
But I don't dig the people that go through and then try to start crap with these people. Nothing good can come out of that. It's not worth it.
Getting shot.
No, I don't believe in the road rage on trips. Mrs. HDR believes in some choice, very, very choice words. I have to love her for that. But when we're on road trips, well, anywhere I'm with her, she's always worried about our lives, right? When I'm out by myself, I come home and say a car pulled out in front of us. First thing she does is goes and honestly, she checks the life insurance policy. She always wants to know how much it's worth because if I get killed out there, she wants money.
Maybe she saw the videos of you and I riding and you refusing to stop at any stop signs. Maybe that's...
Well, she also said that too. She said, if you go out there and wreck on the bike and get killed, please protect the bike. She said, because I want to sell it. So,
and don't be a vegetable, please, because I ain't dealing with that. Make sure you kill yourself.
I'm not wiping your butt. Okay, so you leave to go to work, Ron, and I know you're retired, so you don't leave to go to work. So you leave to go somewhere outside the house, and you forget your cell phone. What do you do?
I will probably turn around and go back and get it.
Okay. Very good.
I'm going back.
All right.
I'm going back. It's a lifeline.
Isn't that a shame that we've built our lives around these stupid phones? I will do. I'll have to go back. I just took a new job. We're not going to, I talk about that in the video coming up, but I can't tell anybody what it is. Cause it's, with the CIA. No, it's not with the CIA, but, I don't rely on my cell phone during the day anymore, just for Mrs. HDR to call. But when I was a technologist and working out in the field, that's how people got a hold of me. So I had to have it on me, but it is.
How's the correctional facility new job going? Oh, I wasn't supposed to talk about that.
Yeah.
Going pretty good.
I hope you make a video of that at some point, because I'm sure people are going to start guessing what that new role is. So
he's in one of those Supermax prisons.
That's right.
It's called My Ass Is Not Mine. Let's move on.
I got to quit bringing stuff up, don't I, Colin?
Move on.
Oh,
This is a question that I just did a video today on this. But anyway, so do you tend to change with life, or do you allow life to pass you by and you want to stay in the exact same role and never ever make any changes?
Yeah, we try to make changes.
Change is good, right?
Yeah, you got to. I used to not like it, but life is smoother when you do change.
I think it keeps life more interesting.
Yeah.
So, Bob, I know you recently made a change because you became friends with this great guy in Pennsylvania and you rode with him all the time. You're like, one day you up and like, I have to get away from this ass. And you moved all the way to Michigan to change your life. So how can you explain that?
best move ever.
You know what's funny, HDR? I just got something in the mail today that was from our CEO that said, "Congratulations on your 1 year." So I've been gone from Pittsburgh in a year. So
I know I'm still sore about it, but that's all right. Go ahead.
That's right. You're still sore, dude. You should, talk to that guy you talk to every Tuesday night. He'll help.
I need a therapist.
You know what? I say make the news, don't report it.
It's a good way of looking at it, dude.
Good way to look at it.
I thrive on change. So I love it. I love change. So I like doing different things, and it's too many people out there get complacent. So that's why I like doing change.
And the video I have coming up, I just filmed it today. Why do we say film? Do we ever film anything? I digitally recorded it today on my GoPro disc or whatever the hell it is. But basically, that's the whole thing is changing. I never change careers, but I can change at a drop of the hat. So we'll just leave it at that.
No comment.
No comment. Sound like a police car. What the hell was it?
What the hell was that?
I don't know. All right, Ron. So what's more important to you, Ron? Sub count or view count?
I don't know on that one. My channel, I don't get a great amount of views. I kind of like to watch the sub count more than the view count.
Okay. Bob?
All honestly I care about anymore is watch time. Because if people are watching your videos and spending time on them, whether they sub you or they watch it and leave, at the end of the day, to me, that's more important.
All right, Colin.
Views by far.
Yeah, and I have to believe, and Ron, I think you'll get to that point once you get that sub count up. The view count to me, like you, Ron, if you produce a video, it takes you 4 hours to edit it and get it produced to get it up there, right? I would rather 10,000 people watch that, even if I had 50 subs.
Yeah,
because I know I got a fan base out there watching that video. So,
I mean, I think we all look at our subs, but
well, yeah, you have to look at sub count.
you don't get. I guess the difference is you get people out there where their sole mission is to become the most popular and gain, sub after sub after sub. They happen organically. They're going to happen if they happen. If people like your stuff, they're going to follow you. If they don't, they don't. It's, you meet some great people on YouTube and hopefully they decide to join your channel. If they don't, it's not the end of the world. But the views, it helps because you look at it, hey, somebody enjoyed my video.
Yeah.
Somebody got something out of it. And that's important to me.
I feel the same way. And I'm trying to add this here just to show you guys.
And I think over views, I like the comments.
And the comments, right? But a lot of channels out there, a lot of people don't realize this on YouTube, in the world of YouTube. There is a place called YouTubeMarket.net where if you spend $38, they will give you 1,000 unique subs. So you could buy, and a lot of these channels buy their subs. So if you see somebody that's very popular, growing very fast, they're probably buying their subs.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Why would someone do that?
Please don't do that.
Don't do that, but you can. I mean, I just pulled this up just to tell you. I could buy 100 subs for $4, but grow the channel organically. That's what you want to do.
Jack, I think you said something earlier that's important. And I talked about, this past year I've gotten through 1,000, right? And it goes, Ron, for what it's worth, once you're past 1,000, it goes quick, right? I'm almost at 1,600, which is quick for me. About 100 a month. That's a lot for me, right? I'll tell you what, it changes your mindset once you get past that. And maybe it's because you set a goal and, the money that you get is gas money, to Jack's point, but it goes quick. And once you start changing hey, I'm doing it for subs, your channel seems to grow. That's just my opinion.
And I have another channel. It's called 42TechnoMan, where I did photography videos. It grew. Right now it has 21,000 some subs on it, right? And I lost focus. And what I mean by losing focus is I started marketing it to make money instead of gaining friendship like I do here, right?
Right.
So you very quickly lose focus, right? So
yeah.
But you got to do it for the right reasons. So
Amen.
Are there any other question, guys, that you've seen before we close out the show?
No, Jack, I'll just tell you, I've been watching everybody, Kaylee 7, Anonymous Biker, a lot of cool people here, almost 70 people tonight. We just, appreciate people checking in. And I think we got most of the questions, though.
Yeah, thank you. I love, that's one thing I really enjoy about doing these shows, guys, is the side chat. They're very interactive, and I wish we could take more time. I know sometimes it's hard to catch up on all of them. That's why we have usually a designated question boy, and Bob, I guess, has taken the role on tonight. But we appreciate you guys taking the time and typing all that stuff. And a lot of times you guys have a really good time in there, and it's awesome. That's what it's all about.
Hey, I was just reading Mike Kelly 7, and I hope you have that on video, man. That's going to be awesome.
What did he say?
He said he was riding today about 80 miles an hour, normal Mike Kelly 7 speeds. And he was driving. All of a sudden, the GoPro that he had mounted on his mirror flew off the bike. So I hope you have that on video. That's going to be amazing.
Mike Kelly, who still has the funniest video in the world ever when he was cussing and threw his seat.
Yeah, that's
good. I saw that last year.
The best video by far of anybody ever.
And I'll let you guys know, every morning I get the morning report. Miss HR wakes up. She has her phone. She goes, Bob has this many subs today. Colin has this many subs. She told me this morning, Colin gets more views than you and Bob put together. You and Bob do Bob does 3 videos a week, Jack. You do 2 videos a week, Jack. Colin does 1. He's still getting more views than all of yours put together. Why is that? And I said, because he's a cinematic magician. That's why. But Colin, congratulations on that. But Mrs. HR gives me the update every single day. I know how many.
I did not know that.
What's that?
I did not know that. Thank you.
She does. She gives me all your subs and all your views from your videos.
I think you should check her math, but okay.
Well, she said today.
Math might be a little off.
She said today. She said, "Does Bob still have a job?" I said, "I think so." And she goes, "He puts out like 6 videos a week." And I'm like, "I don't know," but she was looking at your Instagram. I guess you posted a picture today and said something about, oh, what was it? If you bought the right bike, you will always look back.
Exactly.
She thought that was a video, but I think that was an Instagram post.
Yeah, it was an Instagram
Hey,
post.
Jack, just show people that thing you were showing before we started. We went live about switching the screens. I thought that was cool that you could do that now.
So now you can do magic screens. Watch. Whoop. I can move people around back and forth. Look at that. I can move them like this, side to side, back.
This is entertainment at its finest right here.
This is great. Look, we should always have the guest probably up there, number 1. We can do full screen. There he is. There's the man, the only man that Pittsburgh ever misses. Colin, who has been my friend for many years now. And when I first started talking about, like, so how is Rhode Island? He's like, I don't live in Rhode Island.
Dick, I live in Maryland.
Hey, and Colin, just so you know, every video before we do these Sunday night, I always text Jack, FYI, Colin lives in Maryland.
Maryland.
No, I think that covers the questions, HDR.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here. So anyway, thanks, Ron, so much for being here. I know we tried to get you a few weeks ago. Your laptop was broken. You got that taken care of.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Can you give us any final thoughts on your side?
Apparently something's happening. You said my channel's growing, so I appreciate the shout out. But it's been fun. This is enjoyable.
All right. We want you to stick around a little bit after the show. We have a little wrap up in the green room somewhere we're done. So just don't kick out too fast. All right.
Okay.
All right, Bob, final thoughts?
Yeah. Hey, Ron, thanks. I'd encourage people to check out your channel, and you're good people, and I think that matters, right? I think we all want to follow and watch good people. So your channel, thank you for your law enforcement service. We appreciate and support all of those folks right now. And thanks for stopping in. Again, let's be good people, right?
Ron, one day I'll be retired like you. Where I can do daily vlogs and enjoy life. So I'm envious for these people that are out there retired one day. Still got a ways to go. So again, thank you very much for coming on tonight. Bob, Jack, as usual, I really appreciate you two being great friends and doing this every week. Greatly enjoy it. And thank you guys all for joining the side chat as usual. We always appreciate you. And then we'll see you next week.
Yep. And thanks to everybody. Thanks again to Ron, Bob, Colin.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. We are absolutely amazed that you were finally able to get on here. Your videos are amazing. I'm trying to hide this bottom thing. I do appreciate all your videos you put out, and we enjoy those. So again, as Colin said, we'll double it out there. Thanks to the chat room and everybody in there each and every week. If you'd like to be on the show, please send us a self-addressed stamp envelope to P.O. Box 999 Mockingbird Lane, and we will get back to you on that. If we can get you on that.
You're stupid.
What the hell, guys? I need guests.
Mockingbird Lane.
Do you guys know what that refers to?
I don't know what Mockingbird Lane is. Actually,
1414 Mockingbird Lane.
Oh, Mockingbird. I thought you said Mockingbird.
Mockingbird. It's where the monsters lived, guys. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.